I'm going to try to teach you this one trick that I learned from listening to a whole bunch of Nujabes and Uyama Hiroto, and it involves a lot of filtering and all that stuff. So, you as my track for reference here that I recreated in FL Studio, I've used the original version of Nujabes' Blessing. So it sounds like that, pretty much. And the sample Night Blooming Jasmine live at the Copenhagen Jazz Festival by Charles Lloyd, I think, sounds like this. Well, it's not so much present in the Java's version. There are very clearly like a lot of other things going on. Like there's a lot of ride cymbals and all of that, and the piano is a lot more audible. But what he ended up doing more or less was he made two duplicate layers for the sample. He used one layer where he filtered out. This was mainly just like the left channel of the sample because the I guess like the horns were like less prevalent in there or whatever. I don't remember why I separated it like this, but and one layer of the sample, it's low passed. It's low passed, and it has an EQ with an LFO sweeping through 136 hertz to around 1363 hertz. And while it does that, and it also has an LFO on the panning knob, so it gives like this nice like pad sound to the sample and just makes it sound like really warpy and stuff. And you could theoretically just do this on pretty much anything and just make a pad out of it, especially if you toss on like some reverb and delay. And the Nujabes track, he did not do either of those things. He just did the filter and the LFO sweeping throughout the lower frequencies, the lower to mid frequencies of the thing. And on the other channel, on the other layer of the sample, he pretty much just did like a band EQ, so he could make things a little bit less like dense and like the mid frequencies, and so you can cut out like some of the unnecessary instruments, and then you cut off some of the highs to get rid of the like the cymbals and stuff to make it less cluttered, because the sample does have a lot of things going on. But with this pad technique, or I guess filtered technique, it allows you to give your tracks a lot more ambience while giving your tracks like a lot more room to breathe. And this is especially beneficial if you have a track with vocals on it, because this particular track does have two rappers on it, and it just gives like a nice pad like sound while still being like relatively roomy and like spacious.